hello. I'm going to leave all the timestamps in the description, so switch to whatever build you want to watch. So I'm going to start with tank build. I'm going to give an honorable mention to one of the most powerful item, which is ethereal shift. I think at least for casuals, this is a godsend because there are so many CCs in this game and ethereal shift can save you so many times. There are two things that are great about ethereal shift. The first thing is of course the ability itself. It makes you invincible for 4 seconds. That is huge. And the cooldown for ethereal shift is only 20 seconds. Now if you actually buy ethereal shift, transcendent cooldown, it goes from a 20 second to 14 seconds. And the thing is, if you automatically activate ethereal shift, 4 seconds you are inside ethereal shift, and now the cooldown is only 10 seconds basically. This is a huge and a very powerful ability, but I hope Valve does not nerf this because for casual players like us, getting CC'd by Mo and Krill or sending to another dimension from Doorman, it's kind of annoying, but ethereal shift can save you so many times. I completely forgot about ethereal shift, but I just watched this great Reddit clip. I will leave the link in the description, and eventually I realized that okay, ethereal shift is insanely useful. The only reason why I'm keeping it in honorable mention is because of the price. It is very expensive. 6,400 is kind of very expensive. So yeah, it's not cheap. So because of that, it is going in honorable mention. But on top of that, it is very conditional or very situational item, I would say. If you're getting CC'd by so many enemies, I would say at that point, this makes a lot of sense. But if you are just steamrolling your enemies, at that point, don't buy ethereal shift because it's a very expensive item. And on top of that, you will not get a lot of benefit from it. So it's kind of situational, but it's a very good item when you are in a downside, basically. Keeping ethereal shift aside, let's go to vitality category where we get a lot of tank builds. So first, and one of the best item is Guardian Ward. It gives you a flat 200 barrier. The unfortunate part is it does not scale as you level up. For example, Spirit and weapon shielding also give you, flat bonus, but they scale up as you keep on leveling up. Now, it does say something, there is a rising arrow, right? If you press tab on it, it says 0.4. So what does it do? So previously, if you are level 1, it is actually a 325 barrier. But if you hit maximum level, it goes from 325 to 457. So it actually scales up. So it's a pretty good item. So let me actually shift to some other hero. Let's say Mirage. Now. So yeah, the level 1 of Spirit Shielding gives you 325 and Weapon Shielding also gives you the same thing. But if you do max out, so how does this boon even work? Now it's a thing you don't even have to worry about. It's a passive thing. It just works in the background. So as you get more souls, as you keep on buying new items, as you keep destroying new objectives, you get certain boon levels as you keep on doing that. So it's like a behind the scenes work that you don't have to worry about. You just have to think of this like a leveling up that is happening in the background. So you have to just focus on getting more souls and getting new items basically. So as I just leveled up, it went from 325 to 457. So this is good in this aspect that, you just buy a 1600 soul item and it actually scales up as you go to the late game, right? So it's very good in that aspect. But unfortunately, Guardian Ward is not that good, right? So it just gives you a I'm really sorry, but yeah, only flat 200 barrier. So it's not that good. But the very good thing about it is the passive. It gives you a 10% ability range. So there are very few items that gives you ability range. So a 1600 soul item is giving you a 10% ability range. That's huge. So not only that, but there is a writing which says cooldown is reduced by half when cast on someone else. So let me buy this and let me cast it on a friendly hero. So it goes from 40 seconds to 20 seconds. Now there is again another great thing about this is of course if you buy transcendent cooldown, you're a hell of a bodyguard, Mirage. It goes from 40 seconds to 28 seconds. If you cast it on yourself, if you cast it on a friendly ally, then it goes to 14 seconds. That is a huge advantage. Yeah, 14 seconds. So every 14 seconds, you can just keep on casting it. And whenever you cast it, you basically get movement benefit and some good shield, basically. But in the late game, you can actually upgrade it to Divine Barrier. So what is the advantage of this? So it gives you from, it upgraded from 10% ability range to 15%. So it's okay, it's pretty good. 600 barrier. So again, the unfortunate part is it does not scale with your boons. So it's not like, again, 600, and if you completely level up, it's already reaching the divine barrier, which is triple the expense, right? So it's 1600, it's 4800. That is a huge difference. So that's why these two are actually very valuable. But another stat that does make divine barrier a little bit better is its active, which is remove all non-stun debuffs. So what it does mean is Infernus, Afterburn effect, or toxic bullets, or bleed, it removes all of them. So it's very good in that aspect. Now the thing is all non-stun debuffs. So if you just apply it on a stunned ally, he or she will still be stunned. So that's the only unfortunate part about it. But the cooldown actually makes it a pretty good tanky element. Now the thing is, it can be a tanky, or you can just be a support using Guardian Ward. I think it's a pretty good item, honestly. Another great item is Return Fire. It's honestly insane that it is only 1600. I would highly recommend that if you want to be a tank, then just buy Return Fire. The main reason is, of course, look at the cooldown. It's 25 seconds. And of course, if you buy Transcendent cooldown,
Hope your trip to New York is a memorable one.
it goes to 17.5 seconds. So what does it do? So it returns 50% of the incoming bullets and 25% of incoming spirit damage. Whatever damage you are getting before the resistance applied will be reflected back. So let's imagine you are getting like 100 damage from Infernus, right? And let's imagine you bought bullet resilience, which gives you a 30% bullet resist, right? So out of 100, you will only take 70 damage. Okay, that's understandable. But this Return Fire actually reflects 50 damage back to Infernus. So it's like, I hope you're understanding it, right? So you will take reduced damage if you have resistance, but the reflected damage will be high. So yeah, these are the 3 good items that I found. If you have any other items, then please tell me about it. So let's go with gun items. So gun build is also pretty interesting. So let's start with another honorable mention, and that is kinetic dash. The thing is, I'm making this build or this list mainly for casuals. So kinetic dash is a bit complicated, unfortunately. So you have to do a dash jump to get the stats benefit. So 30% fire rate and 8 ammo capacity. The good thing about it is there is no cooldown for this ability. So you can always dash jump and you will always get this benefit. Okay, I'm really bad. So, okay, wait. Let's actually look at the default ammo capacity for Mirage, which is 16, right? So it immediately gives you 8 temporary, yeah, from 16 it got to 24, and it increases your fire rate by 30%. Pretty good. And again, it always activates whenever you're doing dash jump. So yeah, it's a very good item, but the problem is I keep forgetting to do dash jumping, and again, that's the only problem with this item, but it's a very good item. So let's start with good items. The first thing is, of course, active reload. Very similar to kinetic dash, this is also kind of like you have to actively use this item. What does it mean? So active item, oh sorry, yeah, so yeah, you have to use it, like you have to actively do the reload. So that's the only problem with it, but it's actually pretty good. 25% fire rate, 18% bullet lifesteal, and 1 movement. Like there are so many stats you're getting just by using active reload. So there is a problem, which is cooldown, which is 12 seconds, which sucks. And another thing is the duration is 7 seconds. So you get 7-second movement benefit, bullet lifesteal, and 25% fire rate. That's pretty good, right? Again, now we have other items that we can use to enhance this item, which is superior duration and transcendent cooldown. So now what happens is, so it is an 8.4 second cooldown, but the ability lasts for 8.96 seconds. So basically what is happening is you are always getting active reload. It is actually a very strong item. Even in late game, it's pretty useful. Another good item is extended magazine. Even though it's not huge, right? But for 800 souls only, you are not only getting weapon damage and you're getting extra ammo, which is very huge in early game. And after that, you can actually decide if you want to go for, more ammo capacity or more tankiness. And honestly, escalating resilience is very good if you pair it up with ricochet. So what is the advantage of escalating resilience? It is 2% bullet resistance every time you shoot an enemy. So it goes up to 30%. So let's imagine you're just shooting. So it keeps on escalating, right? 22, 24, 26, 30, and yeah, 30 is the maximum, right? The problem is you have to shoot so many times to reach the maximum limit, right? But again, you can use ricochet, and let me spawn another enemy. So it was 2%, right? Let me actually let this thing, okay, it went away. Now let's see. Previously it was 2%, now it's 6%. Now dude, like look at this, how quick I actually got my entire bullet resistance. And the great thing about this is this 30% bullet resistance lasts for 24 seconds. That's pretty huge. Unfortunately, it does not scale with superior duration, which kind of sucks. But still, I would say it's always active actually if you keep on shooting. So it's not a huge problem, but I would say escalating resilience is a pretty good tanky item. But the main reason why I did not keep it in tanky items is because it's kind of expensive. Like 3,200 is kind of expensive, honestly. So yeah, that's why I didn't keep it. But let's move on to another item, which is actually a fun item, which is split shot. I keep on talking about this item, but dude, it is a really fun item. And honestly, for Paige, it's a very huge advantage. Okay, let me actually shift to Paige.
I just hope I'm not too late to save him.
So first, Paige automatically pierces through her enemies, right? So yeah, so that's not a advantage. But if you buy split shot, now what does split shot even say? Split shot says that if you activate it, you will get 10% weapon damage, okay, if you shoot multiple enemies with split shot. The advantage of Paige is she can pierce through enemies. Because of that, let me activate it. Look at how quick I'm actually reaching the stat, like the max stats basically. 69% weapon damage. That is insane. So yeah, it's very good for Paige or for Infernus or like anyone who can actually benefit from this. So split shot is actually pretty good. Now the problem is it is 14 seconds cooldown. So that's unfortunate, but again, you can just use superior duration and transcendent cooldown. So now what happens? Now it goes from 14 seconds to 9.8 seconds. But the great thing about it is the stack duration is 15.4 seconds. That's honestly like you're getting 60% weapon damage for 15 seconds. That's pretty good. And multi-shot, like the split shot ability is only for 6.4 seconds. It's not a lot, but you damn, like this is very good, dude. So yeah, this is a very good late game item as well. So yeah, so these are all the good gun items. So let's start talking about support items. Honorable mention for support items is Heroic Aura. The main reason is of course the price. It is 3,200. It is unfortunately quite expensive. But the biggest benefit of Heroic Aura is the value that you will be getting. So it gives you 15% bullet resist. That's pretty good. But provides bullet resist to nearby friendly units as well. So what does it do? So let me actually show you. So I'm getting 15% bullet resistance. Okay, that's pretty good. Now what if I take control of this guy? So okay, if I'm close to Paige, I'm getting 15% bullet resistance. Okay, how far do I have to move to get that bullet resistance? I mean, that's pretty far. That's pretty far. And did you see this? Look at this range, dude. She's over there and I'm over here and I'm still getting 15% bullet resistance benefit. That's huge. But there is even more. If you buy greater expansion, so let me shift back to Paige. Oh, I'm stuck. Okay, I'm back. So it says 30-meter radius, but again, you can actually increase the radius to a ridiculous amount by buying not superior duration, sorry, greater expansion.
Here's your chance to shape your destiny.
40 meters. Okay, so how long is this now? Okay, so let's see how far will we get the benefits from. Oh my god. So basically almost, I mean, it's not even an entire lane, it's more than a lane basically. That is huge, dude. And not only that, Heroic Aura is an active ability. So what does it do actually? So it gives you bonus fire rate and movement advantage. Okay, that's pretty good. But there is also in the writing, see, minions get double value. So what does this mean? So let's go to minions. Our little guys can actually benefit from Heroic Aura as well. Okay, here are my guys. Okay, so now let's activate this. Look at the speed, dude. Now it actually went away, but it was huge, right? So yeah, heroic aura is so much fun. So it's a very good item, not only for your allies, but your troops also get a huge advantage because of this. Now again, it's a 25 seconds cooldown. You can again reduce it with transcendent cooldown. So yeah, it's not a huge issue. So that's the honorable mention, but let's get back to support items. The most important support item is of course healing booster, which does upgrade to healing tempo. Both of them are great in their own way. For example, healing booster gives you 20% healing effectiveness benefit, while healing tempo just increases it by 5%. So it's not a huge advantage, but what healing tempo does offer are something that I will be talking about in a minute. But let's actually go back to healing booster. So what is the advantage of healing booster? Again, it just says increases the effectiveness of healing, right? So if you buy this, right, let me actually just not buy this, and let's actually talk about leech. Leech actually gives you like 30%, right? It's not a huge amount, but if you buy healing booster and go back, it gives you 36%. Okay, again, let's go back and let's take a vampiric burst. It gives you 80% bullet lifesteal. So if you buy healing booster, it goes to 96%, and again infuser also goes to 96%. So it not only increases the healing effectiveness of your healing abilities, but also lifesteal abilities are also increased. So it's a very good support item. So not only support, if you are thinking of going in a lifesteal build, healing booster also is a great item. So again, very similarly, now it does not affect barriers. It only affects items like even healing items. So a restorative locket or healing right, which heals you like what? Let me actually remove it. So by default, healing right gives you 303 HP. If you buy healing booster, it goes to 363. But since we have come to healing tempo, let's actually switch to McGinnis, because McGinnis feels like she is built for healing tempo.
Your spirit will be forged into a
So what does healing tempo do? First of all, applying heal to yourself or ally grants the target bonus fire rate and movement speed. Okay, thankfully it does not have any cooldown. So whenever you heal yourself or your allies, they gain bonus fire rate and movement speed. Okay, that's pretty good, right? Well, the thing is, McGinnis by default in her kit, she has a healing item. Let me actually just max it out. The great thing is it does not have a limit, like you can only heal or you can only apply this buff to like 3 friendly allies or something. Whoever is getting healing, they will all get healing tempo. So what does it mean? So let me actually just spawn a bunch of friendly allies. So the great thing about McGinnis is her healing radius does increase with spirit power. So what can you do? Again, go here, buy surge of power and boundless spirit and ability range. Again, let me go to this and buy divine barrier, so that I will get ability range benefit. So now look at this. Okay, so let's see how many people will get healing healing tempo. Oh wait, did I not buy it? Oh my god, I'm really sorry. Yeah, you saw this, right? Yeah, this is ridiculous. It doesn't stop here. You have these guys, right? Little troopers, right? So let me come on. Yeah, you can actually upgrade your troopers as well. Look at how fast they actually start moving now. This is huge, dude. Like, this is so funny. Like, this is so silly, dude. I discovered this when I was fighting a bot match with a McGinnis, and I was just seeing this thing at the bottom of these troopers, and they were like running so fast, like they were hauling, dude, and I didn't understand. And then I realized, oh shit, the thing in the bottom, it is a healing tempo indication basically. And then I realized, oh, we can actually use this for troopers as well. So are you thinking what I'm thinking? Because if you go to an enemy base at the end of the game, you can just use this and increase not only your troopers but your allies fire rate and movement speed as well. This is huge. Like, this is a very big advantage for McGinnis. So yeah, healing tempo is not a bad item. So it's very good in its own way, but you have to build it up, right? So let's imagine you are a hero who does not have McGinnis' second ability. Well, thankfully there is a great healing item called Healing Nova. Now it's kind of small, it's only 23 meters. So what you can do is buy this, right? And just heal. And yeah, you will get all of that benefit similarly. Now it does have a huge cooldown. That is the biggest disadvantage of healing Nova, it's that it's a 42 seconds cooldown even after buying transcendent cooldown. So it's a very long cooldown. That's why I don't trust other heroes with healing tempo. You can still use other items like restorative locket, which is 21 seconds, or rescue beam, or you can actually use it on yourself by buying a restorative shot. So this also props healing tempo. So yeah, healing tempo is a pretty good item. So now let's talk about the last item for supports, and this is Spirit Shredder bullets. Again, it's 1600. I think most of the items that I talked about are 1600, but this is also very good. Now the thing is, as you shoot your enemies, your allies get spirit lifesteal and the enemy will get minus 8% spirit resist. Again, I actually talked about healing booster, right? So if you buy, let's say, imagine healing tempo. Okay, let me actually just talk about healing booster. So if you buy healing booster, now it goes from 8% spirit lifesteal to 10%. Now what if you buy healing tempo? It's a bit disappointing. It's still 10%. Again, I told you, right, like it's only 25%. It's like a 5% increment. It's not a huge amount. So healing booster is in itself is a very good item. So what you are getting from this is, if you shoot an enemy, like multiple enemies also, your allies will get 10% lifesteal. And again, this buff actually lasts for 8 seconds, or debuff on enemies basically. So it's pretty good, right? Now the thing is, it does upgrade to Spirit Rend, but again, I'm a casual user. I really don't care about headshot at all. I cannot do headshots because I'm playing with a controller. So yeah, I cannot use Spirit Rend at all. But for a 1600 soul item, this is a very big advantage. And on top of that, the Spirit Lifesteal is an additive. So basically, let's imagine your friend has Vampiric Burst. So if you buy other bullet lifesteal items like Fury Trance or Bullet Lifesteal, they are multiplicative. So it doesn't translate, like for example, Vampiric Burst and Fury Trance does not translate to 102% bullet lifesteal. That does not how it works. So the value actually diminishes as you keep on buying lifesteal items. But Spirit Rend is completely different. Not Spirit Rend, sorry. Spirit Shredder or Spirit Rend, both of them are same. It gives you an additive spirit lifesteal. So it's completely different. So let's imagine your friend is 80% spirit lifesteal. This makes it 88%. Now if you buy healing booster, now it goes from 88% to 90%. So this is a very big advantage. Again, a 1600 soul item is giving you this advantage, right? So I would say this is also a pretty good support item. The main reason why I'm saying this is a good support item is because if you are far away from enemies and you keep on, attacking multiple different enemies, your allies who are going inside, like tanks like Abrams or Shiv, they actually get a lot of benefit from this. So yeah, this is the last support item that I'm going to talk about. So let's talk about 3 other items that are always good in every build. And by far the best, second best item, the first, the best item is of course Ethereal Shift. Ethereal Shift kind of feels like Alien X from Ben 10, right? Like basically, in the entire Ben 10 alien roster, all of the aliens are very good in their own way, but Alien X is the best alien, like there is no doubt, right? It's basically God, and that's what I feel about Ethereal Shift. It's like a very good item, and again, it's very similar to Alien X theme as well, right? Like the universe and everything. Yeah, it just reminds me of Alien X whenever I look at it. But yeah, it's a very good, it's the most strong, at least for me, I believe this is the most strongest item, and I hope Valve does not nerf this. Okay, so getting back, let's actually talk about an all-rounder item. I think this is the second best item, and that is monster rounds. Actually, most of the items, even Ethereal Shift, which I praise a lot, it mainly is situational, right? Like if you are getting snowballed, you can use Ethereal Shift to at least get back, right? But if you're on the opposite end where you are literally steamrolling your enemies, then it doesn't make a lot of sense to buy Ethereal Shift. But monster rounds will always benefit you. You will fight troops, creeps, jungles, guardians and walkers. So you will fight NPCs all the time in Deadlock, right? So this item will always give you benefit no matter what. So you can actually incorporate this item in almost all the builds, and it will give you a lot of benefit. So monster rounds is pretty good in the early game, but it does upgrade to cultist sacrifice, which is also a very good item. Now the thing is, I want you to believe this item as a 1600 soul item. So why? You can actually sell all of these items at half price after you buying it, right? So think of this as a 1600 item. If you want to sell it, you need to make sure that you get your 1600 souls back, right? So basically it's a 3200, you can sell it at 1600, so already you're getting 1600 guaranteed. Okay, that's pretty good, but you need to make up the remaining 1600 in some way. How can you do that? So how does this cultist sacrifice even work? So first of all, it consumes an NPC immediately and it gives you 150% bonus souls of that enemy basically. So totally it gives you 250% souls basically. That's pretty good. And it gives you these bonus items. The great thing is they actually scale as you level up. So it's saying 11%, 95 health and 15% ability, right? So let me actually completely max myself. Now what does it say? 30% fire rate, 200 bonus health. I mean, that's pretty good, right? So yeah, the abilities are pretty good, like the buffs that it gives are very good, but let's make sure to get our value back. So a tier 3 camp will give you 225 souls and more actually as the time goes by, but I'm going to neglect that part. So 225 souls is the base amount that you will be getting, but cultist sacrifice bonus will give you additional 150%. So 225 souls plus 337.5 souls. So combining, you will get 562 souls. That is huge, right? Now, you just need to do this 3 more times and you are good to go. You can sell cultist sacrifice and you are still at a net positive. The problem is the cooldown for cultist sacrifice is 260 seconds, which is really annoying. I get it. So it comes down to around 4.5 minutes. So yeah, it's not a fun thing. So basically you have to wait for almost 12.5 to 13 minutes basically. Yeah, it's very long. What you can do again is just buy transient cooldown. Now it's 182 seconds, so it comes down to around 3 minutes and 10 seconds, something like that. So yeah, you actually reduced around 80 seconds basically, so that's very good. But there is another thing that you can do. So the entire buffs actually last for 160 seconds, right? That's kind of annoying because you are getting 160 seconds buff, but you still have to wait around 22 seconds to get back cultist sacrifice. But what if you increase the buff duration by buying superior duration?
I don't go selling these
Now,
just anywhere.
it's insane. Now what is happening is you're getting 182 seconds cooldown for cultist sacrifice, okay, but the buffs actually last for 205 seconds. So you are getting a massive benefit here. So almost always you will get this benefit, right? So yeah, this is a very good item. So this is the first item, and the remaining 2 items are, of course, I have been talking about these all the time, and that is superior duration and transient cooldown. These 2 items are always advantageous no matter what you see. Even ethereal shift, which is like the 4 seconds duration which you will be getting from ethereal shift, is static, like it's fixed, but the superior duration, let me actually sell this. So you get the additional stats, right? Like 20 spirit power, 30% spirit resist and 3 meters movement speed. This lasts for 5 seconds. Okay, that's pretty good. But if you buy superior duration, it goes from 5 seconds to 6.4 seconds. So the 4 second, which is the ethereal shift, it's still unfortunately static. That's unfortunate, but you get the buffs for a little bit longer. So yeah, so always superior duration and transient cooldown are very good. Like no matter what build you're trying to go, these 2 items are always going to give you a massive advantage. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please consider liking and subscribing. It would mean a lot to me. I'm actually making another video talking about best heroes for casuals basically. The main reason why I'm talking about all these video ideas is because actually there are not a lot of YouTube videos talking about or catering to casual users, right? I'm seeing great videos from everyone, but they are mostly catered towards esports or competitive. I get it, you know, Deadlock is a competitive game, but it is also a fun game, dude. I play with bots and I keep meeting great people, right? Like very fun people. And once I go to matchmaking, unfortunately, you know, the PvP sucks because of matchmaking. And that's the only reason why I'm not playing PvP a lot. I'm playing once in a while and I'm getting a lot of feedback, like great feedback. Like, okay, this is the thing I'm doing wrong. Okay, I need to do this. So I'm getting some information, but I'm keep losing. It's not fun. So I'm going to still play PvP from time to time, but mostly I'm trying to test all these builds and everything in bot matches, and then I'm going to play with PvP. So as a casual, I want to focus on what heroes are great for casual builds, and again, casual people. And again, I'm playing with a controller, so I have another huge disadvantage. So I have to talk like in what way can I use heroes to my advantage, right? Like a controller in itself is not bad actually. I can use my items normally only. The only part is like aiming is the biggest downside. So I have my own problems, and I think even for casual users, I think aiming is going to be a huge issue. So keeping all these in mind, in my next video, which I will be talking about heroes, I will both talk about controller friendly heroes and casual friendly heroes. So I hope you are excited for that video. And again, I'm going to talk about a lot of other items, like other videos as well. Sorry, other ideas. I hope you're excited about that. But either way, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please consider liking and subscribing. I hope to see you in my next video. Take care of your health, sleep well, and bye bye.